Hey everybody, it's Epilepsy Blogger. If you haven't been checking out the blog, please go do that first before you watch this video. But right now I'm getting into doing an interview series, basically about being in love with someone and having epilepsy. It's quite a complex thing and it's often overlooked. Dating in general is difficult, but when you have a serious illness, not just epilepsy, sorry, my nose itches, my god. Um, But when you have a serious illness like epilepsy, um, things can be a little bit harder. We've got a lot going on. Our medications change the way we think, change the way we feel. Sometimes we say things we don't mean. Um, now that's something that everybody does. They say things they don't mean, but we sometimes say things that are a little bit like the Wicked Witch of the West, So um, I want to kind of clear things up with everyone out there who's going through this because um, it's so difficult. It really is. So the first blog series that I have right now, part 1 and 2, is about me, Mandy, and my boyfriend Rafael. Now we have my point of view, which is the first blog post, and it's an interview format. There's questions and I'm answering them the way I'm telling you guys what I feel. And then the second one is Rafael's point of view. And his point of view is probably the best for you guys to read because he's dating someone who has epilepsy, so he's telling you what it's like from the other side. Now, maybe you're wondering about marriage and epilepsy, or maybe you're wondering about being single, trying to find someone when you have epilepsy. I have plenty more of these coming up. I've got tons of people in line. Our next couple, they're married. It's going to be Tiffany and Chris. Chris does not have epilepsy, but Tiffany does, and they're going to give you both of their point of views. We're going to have tons more people, so I have the hiccups. Hopefully these hiccups go away so I can do this video. But stay tuned, check those out. They'll give you a lot of insight, a lot of information. You won't feel so alone. But today, one thing I want to talk about is how to tell someone you have epilepsy when you just met them and you really like them. Maybe you guys just started going out, they don't know yet, or maybe you like them and you're thinking about getting together, but you think they should know first. Here are some steps and here's a little bit of advice to kind of help you ease your way into telling them. Now, first thing you need to understand is just like you would tell your friend, epilepsy is not demonic possession. Epilepsy does not mean you're mentally retarded. Epilepsy does not mean you're crazy. Epilepsy is an illness. Just like cancer, just like, you got breast cancer, you've got Crohn's disease, you've got like everything in the world, things with little like eczema, acne problems. I mean, we've all got problems. I have acne. Look at me right now. I'm breaking out like crazy. But people cope with those things. I mean, how many people do you know? You may not know these people, but how many people have you heard of who have cancer? A lot, right? And they have boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives, right? Yes. How many people do you know who have acne problems and have a significant other? Take me, for example. A lot of people. So what is it to them if you have epilepsy? Yeah, it may be a little shocking. They may be kind of worried about, how am I going to take care of her if she has a seizure when we're going out somewhere? Those things may come to mind. Now, please check out Rafael's interview if that's something you're worried about, because he's really going to clear that up for you. But you need to understand that it's better to tell them ahead of time, because one, keeping secrets is no way to start a relationship. You don't want to be like 2 months in, have a seizure, freak them out, and then have them say, why didn't you tell me? Because they're going to be upset with you because you lied, you didn't tell them. Or you kept a secret, you didn't really lie, you just didn't tell them. Also, for health reasons, I mean, you want to tell, like for me, example, I tell everyone around me that I have epilepsy. Like, I just started a new job a few months ago, and I let everybody know. Every time I went into work, if someone new was there, I said, hey, my name is Mandy. I just want to let you know. Gosh, I'm so tired. Okay, I said, hey, my name's Mandy. I just want to let you know that I have epilepsy. I'm sorry, my screen went out there. And they say, what's up? A lot of them actually said, what is epilepsy? Because they had no idea. And I just explained to them, I said, well, I said, I have seizures. And some people didn't know what seizures were either, so I had to get a little more in depth. But I just told them, I said, this is what happens, or if this happens, this is what you can do. I showed them my magnet. I showed them how to use it. I told them, my cell phone's unlocked. You can call my family. They'll be here in like a split second. I have emergency medication in my bag. Here's how you take care of me. If I have a seizure, lay me on my side. Put something soft under my head. And I always bring a jacket to work so they can put it under my head. Things like that. And I'm even actually going to print out little papers on how to take care of people's epilepsy and put it on the refrigerators at work. Um, I tell everyone because it's really important, because you may think, oh, I don't really need to tell them, and then boom, you have a seizure and you're totally screwed. So you don't want to be on a date with someone, have a seizure, and freak them out or have them not know what to do. So that's another reason to tell them. Now, if you're wondering how you're going to tell them, don't make too much of a big thing out of it. Don't. Because it sounds like it's like a huge thing. And it is. I mean, but you don't want to make it like crazy. Like, you didn't cheat on them, or you didn't like do something bad to them. You're just trying to tell them, hey, I have this condition. I just wanted to let you know in case something happens. And that's a great way to say it, because you do want to let them know in case something happens. So what you can do is you can just sit him or her down, or call them on the phone. Maybe one night you're talking on the phone, just say, hey, did I ever tell you that I have epilepsy? That's a great way to start, believe it or not. And they'll say, no, you didn't. What is that? And you just kind of explain to them. They may sound a little freaked out. They may be a little bit shocked, but grant them that, because if you didn't have epilepsy and someone told you they did, and you'd never heard of it before, or you'd never had to deal with it before, you might feel the same way. And a great thing to say is, it is a big deal, but just to calm them down, you might want to say, it's not really a huge deal. I just kind of wanted to tell you in case for some reason I ever have a seizure, because I want you to know what to do. Explain that maybe you're not controlled, maybe you are controlled, but if you are controlled, you can say, I am controlled, I'm on medication, or you can say, I'm controlled for the most part with my medication, but sometimes I do have seizures. Or you can assure them if you're not feeling good, you won't go out, so they probably won't have to worry about it. But it's just safe to tell them, and I'm sure they'll understand. You have to just kind of put yourself in their shoes. You would want to know, right? If someone had epilepsy, you would want to know. Be confident in yourself, and don't be afraid to be rejected. And something that my boyfriend said in his interview, and something that I also mentioned in mine, was, if someone does discriminate you, if someone does not want to date you because you have epilepsy, God just did you a favor and weeded out one of the stupid people that you do not need to be dating. Because if someone can't accept you for something as little as epilepsy, how could they possibly ever love you? And a great example is my ex-boyfriend that I was with for 3.5 years, conveniently dumped me as soon as I started to have one of my sick spells. That's what I like to call them. I get it's about every 4 months, I want to say, I'll get sick for like a good 2 months at a time. He would just leave me. He didn't want to take care of me. He didn't want to have to deal with me saying I couldn't go out Friday night because I wasn't feeling well. Can we stay in? He didn't want to deal with that. Several times I was in the hospital. He would leave me. He would actually dump me until I was out of the hospital. Yes, it's my fault for taking him back every single time. I really cared about him, and I was a stupid teenager. And I felt like I needed to be dependent on someone. And that's where I went wrong. But it's really important to understand, you're your own person. And if someone can't deal with the fact that you have epilepsy, then they're not worth your time, because you, yourself, you're unique, you're amazing, you have great skills, you have potential in life, you're going places. You don't need anyone holding you back or setting up barriers. and telling you how to live and telling you that you're not good enough just because you have epilepsy. Because you know what? We have skin, we have eyes, we're just like everyone else, except we have epilepsy. It makes us unique. So remember, it makes you unique. It's not something that should make you feel like you're tied down. So be confident. Tell that person you love, or the person that you like, or the person you think you may date that you have epilepsy, because it's going to save you a lot of trouble. If something ever happens, they'll know what to do, and you'll be honest, and they might find it really interesting. My boyfriend found it really interesting when I told him I had epilepsy. It kind of scared him, but he thought it was really cool to hear about, like, how the brain works and stuff like that. So just check out the 2 interviews. It'll teach you a lot. It'll help you kind of understand both points of views, and it'll probably help you know what to say when you're ready to tell that person you love that you have epilepsy. So be confident, because you're special. You're awesome. Okay, guys? Alright, I'll see you soon, and more videos are going to be coming out probably in the next 3 days. I'm trying to do as many as I can, but I'm really busy with school, and the Facebook page, and Twitter, and the e-communities blog, which I really need to get back on more often. I apologize. I've seen all the comments from you guys, and I'm really sorry. But I'm going to be shooting out videos here. I'm actually going to be filming probably 3 of them tonight, and I'll upload them like every few days for a while. You can make requests via Twitter. Just say, hey, you should do a video on this, and I'll do a video on that. It may not be like as soon as you want it to be, but I will do it. I write them down in a Word document, and I kind of go down the list, check them off. But I hope you guys have a spectacular day. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Bye.